Well, for those who don't know me, hi, my name is Heather, and I'm the music director here at the Sonoran Desert Center for Spiritual Living here in Amato, Arizona. If you could please stand, let's sing our opening song, which we love so much, right? Woo! Susan's into it. Start with clapping. Woo! I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you could start loving me. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you could start loving me. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you could start loving me. Now turn to your neighbor and tell them, I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. Turn to the other neighbor now. I love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. And one more time till we believe it. Love myself so much that I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. I love myself so much. Oh, this is great, you guys. That I can love you so much, that you can love you so much, that you can start loving me. Woo!
Oh, there it is. I was going to tell you guys how wonderful it is to start our time with the meditation. And it was absolutely wonderful because we got all centered and quiet, and then we sang this song. So, welcome. My name is Susan, and I'm your trustee on duty today. And in my reading, it said laughter is good medicine. And so I'm going to share a really silly thing that I read this morning. And please, even if you don't find it funny, laugh, because it's good medicine. Okay? Aren't you glad it's not snowing? Not done. Can you imagine what hard work it would be to shovel snow heat? Okay. On behalf of Reverend Donna and the Board of Trustees, I'm privileged to welcome you here to the Sonoran Desert Center for Spiritual Living. Whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you're truly welcome here. Here you will be validated, supported, and encouraged to be all that you're meant to be. Our vision statement is love in action, every day, in every way. We express this love by learning and living the principles of the science of mind. You'll find our declaration of principles at the back of your program. Please join me now in reading them. I believe there's an infinite intelligence operating throughout the universe. I believe the intelligence power is only good. I believe this intelligence expresses as me. I believe through my conscious use of this power, I create my life as happy, healthy, and complete, and so it is. Do we have any first-timers here today? Would you be willing to stand up and announce yourself, please?
Hello, my name is Nim. The God in me beholds the God in you. It is all for our greatest and highest good. The God in me beholds the God in you. And you and I are one. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. It is all for our greatest and highest good. The God in me beholds the God in you. And you and I are one. Namaste. Namaste.
I'm John, and I am one of the amazing practitioners here at our Center for Spiritual Living in Amado. The practitioners are the healing arm of our center. And so if anything is going on with you that you would like treatment for, please come see us. You can fill out a prayer card over at our table here, and we will be treating for you throughout the week. Or you can accost one of us after service, and we will be happy to do a 1-minute miracle for you. So would you join me now in our opening invocation? Take a breath. Close your eyes if you wish. And know with me that God is all there is. It fills all space. It is everywhere present, and especially present in this room, in this very room, right here and right now. And knowing this truth, I know that today's service is already perfect, whole, and complete, with everyone exactly doing and being what they should be doing and being right here and right now, that all is perfect and all is well. And join me in saying, and so it is. So Donna's talk today is about the infinite and the personal, or the universal and the personal. So I found a perfect reading in Living the Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, and it is called The Individual and the Universal. We individualize the universal and universalize the individual. Every person is a microcosm within a macrocosm, a little world within a big world, or an individual within the universal. There is no such thing as an individual anything in the universe. Rather, we are immersed in all of these things, and they individualize through us in accord with the use that we make of them. You are because God is. You live because God lives in you. Each one of us individualizes the universal mind by our use of it. The sum total of our mental and emotional reactions surrounds us with a field of thought, which is operated upon by a larger field of mind, law, and action. Mind, law, and action. This is why you do not send out thoughts or hold them, or will, or wish, or concentrate when you give a treatment. You make a definite statement in this universal field of mind, which individualizes for the person, place, or thing you identify your statement with. Your treatment is an individualization of the universal mind, but the moment it is given, it becomes a universalization of the individual mind. Did that make sense? We are individual points in the consciousness of God, or the original creative spirit of the universe. We are points where it thinks through us, as us, or as we say, God as man, in man, is man. But the God that it is humanity is the same God that is universal. There is no wall of separation, no barrier, no place where one begins, the other leaves off. All is one, and one is all. The creativity of thought is not dependent upon the thinker. Only the choice of thinking is dependent upon the thinker. The creative activity of thought belongs to the universe. This is one of the fine points of our philosophy, and one of the main points in the science of mind. Every advance in science is built on the simple proposition that nature obeys us when we obey it. I hope you will think long and deeply upon this idea of the individualization of the universal and the universalization of the individual. Always remember that in no way does this contradict either the supremacy of spirit or the reality of humanity. Humanity as individuals does not disappear because God is incarnated in them or because their life is God, nor does the universal law dominate them in their personal choice. It is complete cooperation based on unity. We never try to coerce anything in dealing with the laws of nature. One of the things we must come to understand in dealing with the laws of spirit is that we are still operating in a realm of law and order. While it is true that we can change our individual position in it, it is also true that whatever position we take, we are still operated upon by it. So it is with our word, our treatment, our prayer, our affirmation. It operates in a larger field and is operated upon by a supreme law. This is why we can have faith in it and expectantly await the outcome, knowing that as we sow, so shall we also reap. Thank you. Namaste. So I light our service candle.
When you leave, just take the candle. There's a bug on you. Don't grab this. There's a bug. Okay. Just take the candle.
Right. So I take our service candle, knowing that it represents the light within each one of us, and I'll be sitting holding the high watch over there. Thank you.
Well, I brought my guitar for something different today, but then during his treatment, John said something. And of course, now my plan has decided to change.
This very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For spirit, our spirit is in this very room. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all of us. And in this very room, there's quite and there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For spirit, our spirit is in this very room. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For spirit, our spirit is in this very room.
Thank you. Namaste.
Such a gorgeous song. Thank you, Heather. Good morning. Well, this is the last Sunday of June, and we've been really lucky as far as the weather's concerned. Hasn't been too hot until now. This whole week is 3 digits, so it looks like summer is officially here. And one of the things that I really want to do is thank you for being here, because I know sometimes when you open that door and it feels like a blast furnace, the last thing you want to do is get out in it. So the fact that you're here today tells me that this very room is your very center and your very heart, and I'm so appreciative of each and every one of you. Our theme this month has been embracing self-care, and certainly the more we understand about ourselves, about the way we work, and our place in the world, the better we can care for ourselves. And as John said, our topic today is personalizing the infinite. And that's a way to do just that. So I am going to try to clear up what John said or confuse you further. And either one of those is going to be okay, because I was confused for the first 25 years I was in this stuff. So it takes a little while for it to get from here to here, and where you are truly seeing it and trying to use it on a daily basis. Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, says we need never view human personality as something unreal or unworthy, but rather as an individualization of the divine. It is a universal spirit that is incarnated in each one in a unique way, and that gives warmth, color, and variation to that which otherwise would be an eternal monotony. In other words, and I love this, you and I are the way whereby God's potential comes into being. God as the absolute must express through the relative. That's why we're here. God as oneness must express as many. Ernest Holmes used many terms for God. The thing itself, first cause, the great I am, the absolute or unconditioned, the one and only spirit. And he also said that this thing itself is omniscient, which is all-knowing, omnipresent, everywhere present, and omnipotent, all-powerful. And he said that the attributes of God, this infinite power and presence, as you know, are love, truth, beauty, joy, harmony, peace. So in our philosophy, there is no God in the sky looking down on us in love or in judgment. But love, just as all other attributes, exists as a quality that can be expressed only in relation to something else. God, as God, cannot express love. God, through you, through me, expresses love. God, through the birds and the flowers and the trees, expresses love. But God, as God, can't experience love. It needs us. It needs us. Alan Watts says, through our eyes, the universe is perceiving itself. Through our ears, the universe is listening to its harmonies. We are the witnesses through which the universe becomes conscious of its glory, of its magnificence. Isn't that neat? That's why we're here. That's the real reason that we're here. I know Ernest Holmes loved the statement of our Aurobindo and used it a lot, that we exist for the delight of God. We can experience delight. God can't. So God needs us to experience itself as delight, as love, as joy, as peace. Ernest Holmes says there's a universal mind, spirit, intelligence that is the origin of everything. First cause, God. This universal life and energy finds an outlet in and through all that is energized and through everything that lives. There is one life back of everything that lives. There is one energy back of all that is energized. This energy is in everything. There is one spirit back of all expression. And this is the meaning of that mystical saying, in him we live and move and have our being. So you and I are not only the offspring of physical inheritances, but we're also an offspring of the divine intelligence, what the scientists call quantum consciousness. We are this universal mind spirit in form, and each of us is an individualization of the one creative life. Holmes also tells us that back of all creativity is the pressure of our own divinity to come forth into the humanity that it has created in order to enjoy the fullness of its own expression. Dr. Jesse Jennings, contributor to the Science of Mind magazine, says God in our definition is all there is. Thus, we use God in every action. We can't not. We can't. It's like the wave saying, "Well, I'm not going to be the ocean anymore." It's the same thing. We are that wave that's expressing as a wave in this infinite ocean. But learning how to use it does not mean that we suddenly start using it. Rather, we and the rest of our species, according to Jesse, have been using it all along, though mostly unawares and with mixed results. So we seek to learn what sort of power we're dealing with, infinite and immediate, in order to use it constructively in our lives. So as I said, you and I are always personalizing the infinite. We are necessary for creation to unfold. We are necessary for the infinite to know itself. And the more aware we are of this, the more we understand the importance of consciously aligning ourselves with the attributes that are ours by divine inheritance. You've heard me use the phrase, the absolute falling into time. And that's what I mean. the only way for the one to express is to become and see through the eyes of the many. And that's how the infinite is personalized. God as absolute infinite, all there is timeless and can only be expressed through time. The way for God's love to become visible is through you and me, who are products of time. And being products of time, we have that relationship with the universe. And living in the world of relationships gives us the incredible gift of freedom of choice, where we can choose or not choose to align ourselves, our thoughts, our beliefs with the attributes of God. Dr. Jennings says we've been using this gift of choice, but often because we're unaware of what we're doing, we have mixed results. For God's love to become visible, both in our life and in the world, we need to see love in light of its depth and intensity. Marianne Williamson, in A Return to Love, says, love taken seriously is a radical outlook, a major departure from the psychological orientation that rules the world. It is threatening not because it is a small idea, but because it is so huge. So we don't generally associate the words radical, major, threatening with the word love. But if love, taken seriously, means a complete transformation of our thinking, a relinquishment of a thought system based on fear, and the acceptance of a thought system based on love, then indeed these words seem to fit. It's easy to see love made visible here in our center, where we do express our love fully and freely. If any of you guys have not been to the men's breakfast, sign up. You don't have to bring anything. There's tons of food. Come. If you haven't come before, come for the first time, because you're going to experience exactly what we're talking about today. And in our entire center, we try our best to live our spiritual vision. Love in action every day, in every way. But if we're truly introspective, would we be able to say that we are expressing love every day, in every way? Yeah. Are we loving until somebody criticizes us? Are we loving until someone betrays us? Are we loving to those who do not return our love? In this contentious political time, can we love those who are on the opposite side of our political belief? Jesus said it was easy to love someone who loves us. He said that the test was our ability to love our enemies. Do we love our enemies? Dr. Martin Luther King said, now there's a final reason, I think, that Jesus says, love your enemies. It is this, that love has within it a redemptive power, and there is a power that eventually transforms individuals. Just keep being friendly to that person. Just keep loving them, and they can't stand it too long. Oh, they react in many ways in the beginning. They react with guilt feelings, and sometimes they'll hate you a little more at that transition period. But just keep loving them, and by the power of your love, they will break down under the load. That's love, you see. It is redemptive, and this is why Jesus says, love your enemies. There is something about love that builds up and is creative. There is something about hate that tears down and is destructive, so love your enemies. I like that. There's a story, I won't try to tell it, about guys living in a house, college guys, and they were, I think it was Alan Cohen tells a story, that the woman next door thought they were a bunch of, underground terrorists or something, and she had the worst feeling for them, and Alan made it a point to just in his prayer work to love her every single morning. And finally she came over to them, and they offered her some punch or something, and they became close friends. The whole place became like a family. But it takes work to love your enemies. It takes work to move into that place where you know that you are the expression of God. And as such, we each have a responsibility to ourselves first, to those we touch second, and to the planet third. So you and I are constantly personalizing the infinite. It starts with a consciousness filled with the understanding that there's no separation, no you, no me. I think that's a song that Heather sings. Only one. God, love, as you and me. And to live from that place, not reacting to what is unloving, but bringing our love to it so that it can transform. You may have heard this story, but I like it, so I'm going to tell it again. Once upon a time, there was a traveler. Every time she would arrive in a new place, she would walk around exploring it. It was close to noon, and she was starting to get hungry. As she walked through a neighborhood, she noticed a particularly wonderful garden. She stopped to admire it. It had the prettiest looking pepper plants. But the couple who lived there quickly hurried out and pointed to the sign on the fence, "No trespassing." And they glowered at her until she moved on. She asked some people down the street where she could get something to eat. Several suggested some nice restaurants, but "I have no money," she responded. "Well, then you can't eat in this town," she was told. "Then I guess I will have to make stone soup for everyone." Stone soup? "Yes, I have my magic stone right here," and she pointed to her backpack. "Now all I need is a place for a fire, a pot, and some water, and I'll make soup for everyone." The people thought she was kind of strange, but they were curious, and she was promising free soup to all. So they led her to a park where there were fire pits, and someone brought out a pot. "Oh, no, that will never do. We must have a huge cauldron. I see there are many people in your town, and I want to be able to feed everyone." So finally, one family found an enormous kettle in their storage shed. They cleaned it out and brought it for the traveler. Then others brought gallons of water to fill it. "Not too full," she said. "We want to give the stone room to expand." Then the traveler carefully unslung her backpack and slowly undid the straps. She reached inside and carefully drew out a large, smooth, flat brown stone. She held it right at the water's level and let it slide in, and it sank to the bottom and laid there. Everyone took turns looking in to see it. "We'll have to wait a while. The water needs to get hot first. Then we'll have the best stone soup you've ever tasted." She looked in the pot and sighed wistfully. "This will be a good stone soup, but I do love onions with it." "I have onions!" exclaimed a man from the back of the crowd. And he ran home and got a bag, and they cleaned off a picnic table, and several people helped him chop them up. After they plunked the onions in the water, the traveler said, "Ah, yes, this will be tasty. Though it would be nice to have a few potatoes in it. It just gives a nice consistency." "I've got potatoes," offered a woman. "So do I," said another. And soon there were people cutting up potatoes on the table. And after the potatoes were added, the traveler took a deep inhale. "This smells wonderful. But you know what makes a really good stone soup? A couple of nice, ripe tomatoes." Another man offered tomatoes right from his garden. The traveler mentioned several more ingredients that would make a good stone soup, and of course someone came forth with each item mentioned, and the soup was now almost up to the rim. She noticed the couple with the beautiful garden had come to see what the crowd was doing. "Welcome, have some stone soup with us." And the couple moved closer and looked in the pot. "You know, I do keep thinking of your pepper plants. Yes, they are the finest I've seen in a long while." The couple smiled. "We've got plenty. We'll go get some." And they did. There was hustle and bustle of finding bowls and spoons for everyone and ladling the soup up. And the baker thought he had some extra bread that everyone could use. And others brought drinks. And soon the picnic tables were filled with happy people eating. More and more came until the soup was eaten, and only the stone remained at the bottom. A young boy looked into the pot and announced, "Look, the stone is glowing. It really is a magic stone." And it was true. It had gotten so hot that it glowed. "You won't be able to touch that for quite a while," one man told the traveler. "Oh, that's my gift to your town. You'll need that stone so you can make stone soup again. I'll create another one. It's not too hard if you know how." So the town kept the magic stone and used it many times to create a wonderful soup for all. When we have love in our heart, then we open the love in others. The traveler was not hurt by the reproach of the couple with the garden, but drew them in so that they enthusiastically and generously shared their peppers with everybody in the town. You know, when we take a moment to center ourselves in that love that we are, then we can meet any situation with a power that transforms anything that is unlike love. Marianne Williamson says that we're all assigned a piece of the garden, a corner of the universe that is ours to transform. Our corner of the universe is our own life, our relationships, our homes, our work, our current circumstances, exactly as they are. Every situation we find ourselves in is an opportunity to see beyond fear, beyond wounds, beyond appearances, to the eternal love that has sustained the universe since its inception and is sustaining us right now. Every circumstance is an opportunity to remind ourselves that we are the infinite expressing as us. I like that, you know. I am God being Donna. You are God being Mary. Isn't that cool to think of? So each circumstance is an opportunity to make our own stone soup, to bring harmony, peace, love, and joy that can be shared by everybody. You know, most of us have heard of the miracle of the loaves and fishes. A little boy came up with this, 2 fish, 3 fishes, or something like that. Because he had 5, I got it down here. He had 5 loaves and 2 fishes. And he came forward and offered them to Jesus freely. The disciples grumbled that that wasn't enough for everyone, but Jesus blessed the 5 loaves and 2 fishes, and they were multiplied so much so that they fed 5,000 people, and according to Scripture, there were 7 baskets left over. Most interpretations say that this was the miracle, that Jesus turned the meager amount into enough to feed everyone. My Bible teacher was Dr. Rocco Errico. I love that man. He was pretty amazing. And he had another idea. He said in those days, people wore several robes with their food and most precious possessions in the robe closest to their body. That way, if thieves took the outer robe, they would still retain their treasures. Dr. Errico felt that when the young boy was willing to share what he had, he opened the heart of the masses who were prone to hoard what they had. And when everyone shared, just like the stone soup, there was enough for all with more left over. Now, Dr. Errico also told us, and I can remember him saying this, I can believe that Jesus had the power to turn the few loaves into many, but why would he want to do that? If his whole message was love and compassion, then the real miracle is in the expression of compassion, generosity, and love. The real miracle is love in action through you and through me. And that's our job in our corner of the garden, to see through the eyes of love, to encircle everyone we meet, every encounter we experience with that love. And then we are truly personalizing the infinite. Thank you. Namaste.
I do love this song. Thank you so much for that talk. That was awesome. So funny. I was just thinking about stone soup yesterday. Love that. All right. All right. This song, okay, before we get started, I made a little bit of an oops, and I left out the last line of every verse. Every verse is supposed to say "forever is already mine" at the end of it. Okay? All right, let's stand. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. I'm reaching out to know the divine. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite. I'm reaching out to know the divine. I'm reaching out to feel the infinite, and forever is already mine. I'm already there, I'm already home, I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already here, I'm already home, I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm going deep to feel the infinite. I'm going deep to know the divine. I'm going deep to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. I'm going deep to feel the infinite. I'm going deep to know the divine. I'm going deep to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. I'm already there, I'm already home, I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there, I'm already home, I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm rising up to feel the infinite. I'm rising up to know the divine. I'm rising up to feel the infinite. Yeah, forever is already mine. I'm rising up to feel the infinite. I'm rising up to know the divine. I'm rising up to feel the infinite. Hey, forever is already mine. I'm already there, I'm already home, I'm already safe in my eternal soul. I'm already there, I'm already home, I'm already safe in my eternal soul.
Thank you.
I love that song.
Oh, I do too. We haven't done that.
Yeah, I know. We've never done that one, yeah. Daniel Namod,
Yeah, great guy.
our good friend Danny. Welcome.
Okay. So it's time for our offering and time to put that law of circulation in process. And I do appreciate those of you who are here. So often you're the ones that kind of carry us, through the summer. Although we do have a lot of snowbirds now who are giving throughout the whole year. So that has been a big help to these little churches like ours, or small churches like ours that are snowbird country. It's all of a sudden, a third or a half of your people leave, and so does the offering. So I really appreciate all that you do to keep us afloat. Thank you so much. So won't you join me in our offering affirmation? My gift goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless all that it touches. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I share generously of my good, knowing that it returns to me, multiplied abundantly, and so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Okay, thank you, my dear. And again, just thank you. Thank you, not only for your financial assistance, but just for the love that we share in this room, because it's palpable. I mean, I can't tell you the number of people who come in, and maybe they're just coming in because they're curious, and I'll open these doors and they go, wow, I feel this, And that's you. That's what you are giving out and leaving in this room, a little patina of love in this room. So let's close this portion out in prayer, and please join us for refreshments. Stay cool. Stay cool. Okay, I know right now that I am personalizing the infinite, that we are personalizing the infinite. We can't do or be anything else but. And in knowing that, what we can do is practice those highest and best good things, like love, like peace, like joy, like harmony. And in doing so, we change the trajectory of the planet. I speak my word for any place that there is a sense of discomfort, perhaps war, storms, all kinds of things that would make us doubt that this is a divine universe. But as we step back and see the beauty and wonder of life as it unfolds before us, we can't help but understand that there is something greater than we are that is at its core. And so we turn to that something greater in our times of need and for the needs of others, and know that this too shall pass. I give thanks for the opportunity to be here, to be with my spiritual family, and to express the love and joy that I feel for life itself. I know indeed we are each richly blessed by our center and by each other. And I just say thank you, thank you, thank you as we say together, and so it is. Okay, let's form a circle and sing stand.
So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are living a new world now. So let there be peace.